Hey, happy Father's Day, happy Sunday afternoon, and all those fun things today. I'm on just a couple minutes early, so I'm going to go ahead and let you guys find me in your news feed before we get started for the most part. So today is Sunday, June the 15th, I believe. Yes, it is. June 15th, 2025, and we are on episode number 190. And pretty exciting stuff, right? We're getting closer to the 200 mark. Welcome. My name is Dawn Borchett. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator who loves everything stamps, inks, and paper. And I'm glad that you're here today. As you go ahead and join us, make sure to say hello and let us know where you're viewing from. I always find that very fascinating to know where everybody's from who's watching. Even if you're watching the replay, go ahead and participate and let me know where you're viewing from. I'm kind of getting all situated here. We have some fun things today with some brand new product. If you guys know me at all, you know that I'm always giddy for new products. It's like Christmas every time Stampin' Up! Gets some new products. So today we're going to play with that. At first I was debating, do I do that or don't I do that? Because it's stuff that you cannot get until July 1st. So it's a little bit of a tease, but I've noticed that there are some others that are teasing as well. So it's only 15 days away. Start making your shopping list for our new online exclusives that come out July 1st. And I don't know what is going on with Facebook. I can get Facebook on my cell phone to do the live, but I cannot seem to get Facebook to come up on my laptop. I have no idea what's going on. It's a cray-cray world, right? Anyway, so while I wait for that to try to load onto my laptop, I'm going to just rely on what I can see, which is a good thing. So anyway, couple of things that I thought I would share with you guys. First of all, if you are not part of my email newsletter, I'd love to have you join it. It's really easy to do. Go ahead and open up the camera on your smartphone, point it to the QR code. It'll go ahead and read it right for you. There's a QR code reader in your camera and it'll display a link. Go ahead and tap on it with your finger. It'll take you right to the landing page to sign up for my newsletter. And it's all the stuff that's happening here at the chalet and the world of Stampin' Up, all the good things, all the promotions, all the events, all of it. So go ahead and do that if you like. Also, as you are looking for things, there are some things, like I said, that we're going to use today that were part of a pre-order for demonstrators, which is, of course, one of the many things, reasons why I do love being a demo. And I like to get my hands on free product, or not free product. I wish it was free. Product first is what I meant to say. Free first, kind of the F words. Anyway, getting products first before, and not having to wait as a customer to get things. I experience FOMO all the time. It's really a bad trait of mine. So yeah. Hi, Lori. Happy Sunday afternoon. And once again, happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there, for sure. And I understand that a lot of you have probably got things to do, so we'll end up getting zippy through this pretty quick. But like I said, there's some things I do want to share with you guys before we start creating. So once again, there are a couple of items I'm going to share with you today that are not available until July 1st. Hey, Evelyn. Happy Sunday afternoon. Long time no see. But there are things that you can purchase that you may want that have been on your list. And hey, Kristen, happy Sunday afternoon. And you can go ahead and shop my store, and I appreciate you ordering with me. All right, guys. So onward to all the things. First of all, if you are looking to find me in other places, I am on Facebook, obviously, because you're here on my business page. I also have a group, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet Community. I'd love for you to join there as well. And then we have the YouTube channel, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet, and everything that I do over on YouTube. If you'd like to know more about it, make sure to subscribe. Tell your friends to subscribe as well. I'm trying so hard to reach the 1K mark. If you have any friends who are crafters, paper crafters, please help me out and share the link to join my YouTube channel. And then also hit the bell. Hey, Jamie, the bell will turn black. That'll give you all the notifications anytime I do anything with YouTube. It's good to see you, Jamie. Also, my blog, which is Dawn's Creative Chalet. So after every Facebook Live that I do, I also load everything over to my blog. I kind of use that as my hub, so to speak, to find everything. And the live will be there. The pictures of the projects will be there. You can shop right from there as well. So I try to make it easy. Also, after the live today, look above here on Facebook or down below if you're watching the replay on YouTube. I will have a link where you can go ahead and download the recipe card as far as what we've used today on the projects, which is always very helpful. So this way you can go ahead and download it. You can print it if you like. You can shop right from it, all those fun things. Hello, Pat. Happy Sunday craft afternoon to you. It's so good to see everybody. You guys make me smile. I needed a smile today. I don't know. Sometimes life is hard, right? Also, my online store, which I already shared with you. My gosh, all my words are just kind of like meshing together. Anyway, so all the places where you can find me online. Also, some upcoming events that I have here at the chalet coming up. I have until tomorrow. I'm going to extend the RSVP for the beautiful gallery class. It's a product class that includes designer series paper, embellishment, and ribbon. And it is going to be $42 with a $5 coupon that you may use to shop with during class. Let's see here. And the cost of that class is $42. And I'd love to have you. And that is on Thursday, June the 25th. That's why I need to get this order in for the products in case you'd like to be here. So I need to RSVP by tomorrow evening. And let's see here. Also, the next Starbucks Sip and Stamp, I'm moving a week later because of the holiday. So it'll be on Friday, July the 11th from noon until 2. Hey, Kathy, happy Sunday crafternoon. And that's a free craft, so you can come on over, enjoy yourself, bring your friends, make some new friends, all those things. And that's at Starbucks on Friday, July the 11th. And then in August, we go back to the first Friday of the month. And then we have Creative Card class coming up in July, on July 10th at 10 a.m., 1 p.m., or 6:30. It's $30 or free with a minimum order of $30 during the class. Oh, I'm still tired, Kathy. I feel like a Mack truck hit me, but it's in a good way. Don't get me wrong. It's in a good way, but I am like exhausted. I went to bed early last night. I was pooped. Also, I have the Totally Awesome class coming up the end of July. It's a product-based class, so it'll include the designer series paper, the ribbon, and the embellishment, and that is $44 and a $5 coupon to use on any size order. This stuff is so cute. The little turtles, the designer series paper is what makes it like so stinking cute. So if you love those little turtles and you are somewhat local, make sure to contact me and sign up for that class. Let's see here. Did you really, Evelyn? Oh my gosh, it was a good time. You guys are awesome. And we're going to talk about that in just a couple of minutes too. And share with some things that we did yesterday. So we did party yesterday. My team, I had a picnic for my team. It was so much fun. Just an FYI, if you do go shopping at my online store, every month I offer a video class with a bundle of the month that we choose. There's 15 other demonstrators along with myself. We team up together and we bring this really awesome video class to you. And so it's available to you for free with a $75 minimum order online. So if you go ahead and shop my online store, your order is $75 or more before the shipping and the tax. I will send this to you directly into your mailbox, your e-box, and you can go ahead and download it and enjoy it. It's a free PDF for you. This happens to be the card that I made for the Notes and Totes bundles, what we're featuring in June. So many cute ideas for sure. There's a very talented group and I'm just honored to be a part of it. But anyway, that's a lot of fun. So if you want to collect the June bundle of the month, just place that order until the end of June. After that, it will not be available. Also, just to remind you guys again of the Sweet Sweet sale, where the sweets are buy one, get one 50% off, or if you purchase items from the sweets. And if you purchase one, you get the other one at half off. But if you do purchase like a sweet and an item from a sweet, not the full suite, it's only going to take the 50% off the lesser of the two items. That's just the way it's programmed to do, which I totally get it. You know, it's retail. Hello. If you really want a larger discount, then just come join our team. Then you can be part of the things like our picnic and stuff like that, which is always a lot of fun. So anyway, just wanted to remind you guys of that. That's until the end of June or while supplies last. Let's see. We have a paper pumpkin that's coming here pretty soon. In fact, the paper pumpkin the product that we're playing with today coordinates with the paper pumpkin that should be in your mailbox soon. It's featuring, and it doesn't show it here because this is the next 3 months. I already got rid of the last flyer. But anyway, the paper pumpkin kit is something with the charming days, I don't even remember what it was called, but the product that we're using today coordinates with it. So this may give you guys some fun ideas as far as alternate ideas, because I know even like some of my team members, they do some amazing things with alternate projects with paper pumpkin. I love it. I absolutely love it. You guys are so talented. But anyway, so it might spark some creativity before getting your paper pumpkin box, I guess is what I was trying to say. Right now we are signing up for the July paper pumpkin, and it's so cute. It's got little strawberries on the box. That makes my mouth water. Did you guys know, by the way, that right now here in Michigan, strawberries are available to pick? I had no clue. I didn't know that they were already like ready to pick. I'm surprised. Anyway, it's called Sweeter With You. I love that. So obviously there's a theme going there. And if you want that particular kit, if you haven't already started subscribing with me with Paper Pumpkin, make sure to do so by the 10th of the month. That's the magic date in order to get that month's kit. So sign up by the 10th if you want to get the July kit. And that's, of course, July 10th. Let's see here. Oh, and also as a subscriber, you're able to purchase and get your hands on these really cute. It's an add-on of some dies, but you have to be a Paper Pumpkin subscriber in order to get them. Look at these. They're so cute. Look at the acorn. So stinking adorable. And of course, you know, these basic shapes you can always use. And I love that because I'm not sure what size that is, but I'm hoping that it's like in between a size of a punch that maybe we already have, so we can do layers, right? I'm all about layers, but easy layers, easy stuff. Okie dokie. And then here again is the products we're gonna play with today. Oh, I forgot to close my door and my dog is going nutty. Anyway, so we're going to try to ignore her. Anyway, so upcoming July online exclusives will be available on July 1. If you are a demonstrator, you're able to order these products right now. I love pre-order. I love getting free product. I keep wanting to call it free. It's definitely not free. I love getting early products or products early. Oh my gosh, this is how tired I am today. Well, like I said, in a good way. Anyway, so this is a teaser of a whole bunch of stuff that is going to be available July 1st for customers. So I know yesterday at the team picnic that we had, I had a table set up, an 8-foot table set up that was full of free. Oh my gosh, I keep saying free. I wish it was free. Subliminally, I really wish it was free. Anyway, early release for us as demonstrators, products for July online exclusives. I need to get the word free out of my little brain. So we're going to play with this today. I'm really excited to show you guys some really fun cards. And of course a fun fold, because remember I promised you guys a fun fold every single week. But just to show you guys a little bit more of this particular suite or collection of products. Just when you thought you had enough flowers, I really, really love this suite. And it always happens where I'm like on the fence about something. I go ahead and I order it. And then once I start creating with it, I fall in love with it. And that's what happened with this particular collection. So it's called Charming Day Suite Collection. I think you guys are going to love it too. And, oh, here's what the older one was. I did have it. I thought I already tossed it. But this is the June Paper Pumpkin. And it does coordinate with the products that we're going to use today. The Floral Charm Suite Collection. There we go. Wow. That's a mouthful, isn't it? Anyway, also just a reminder once again, and I forgot to get this out for you guys yesterday so you could actually dig through the box, but this is the virtual album retreat, which is going to happen in July on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. I'm excited about it. It's something very different than Stampin' Up! Has ever done before. And it's 3 days of projects and learning new techniques and things like that. And we're going to assemble 12 2-page spreads. That's a lot in 3 days. That's accomplishing a lot. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys really quickly here again, in case there's somebody who's new with us, what it's all about. So everything is pre-cut. We have 4 stamp sets that are included in this kit. There's some flip flaps. We're going to learn how to do interactive pages. I believe it's something like 8 or 9 of the pages are going to be interactive with flip flaps. So if it's something that you're curious about, or you are a scrapbooker, or you're thinking about getting into scrapbooking, maybe you have a grandbaby and you want to start doing books to give them maybe yearly. Maybe every Christmas do a year of your grandbaby and events, and have the family share the photos with you, where you can go ahead and include them into an album and do something like that as a traditional thing on a yearly basis that you give them at Christmas. Or, I don't know, things like this. I remember doing a scrapbook just on recipes. At one time, I just did scrapbooking on recipes that I collected. And I know you're going to laugh at me, but at one time I used to cook. I just don't like to cook anymore. Anyway, I actually did. And then I used to be involved in some swap where it was 8.5 by 11 pages on recipes. It was the coolest thing because we all had pretty decorated recipe pages. But anyway, that's what it's all about. I know it's a little bit larger of a price point, but when you think about it and all the stuff that you get and that everything is pre-cut for you, like, to me, that in itself is being pampered in a big way. And if you have any questions about it, reach out to me. I'll help you out any way I can. I have the box here. It's down on the floor. But anyway, it's all in pieces. It's just bags with pieces in it. But it is all set and ready to start creating with. So I'm excited about that. So let's talk about the picnic. So this was my second year to hold a team picnic here at my home, the chalet. And it's very casual. We have so much fun, though. I love to play games for prizes. I think my team is catching on to that. So, and I also love to obviously stamp. So yesterday we started out with a shoebox swap. So I wanted to show you guys these beautiful projects that my team designed, and we did. So if you've never been part of a shoebox swap, everybody designs a card. They set a little box of some sort in front, and then you rotate to each chair, and you make each other's cards. All the pieces are ready to go. You just have to stamp and assemble. But it's kind of fun. It's a different way to stamp with having everything ready to rock and roll for you, which I love. Again, I love when someone else, gets everything prepared and all I have to do is go ahead and stamp and assemble and boom, I have a beautiful card. But first of all, before I share those, I want to share this. Debbie Patorek made these and I thought that this was so cute. So inside she said I didn't want to open it and destroy the beautiful bow yet. But it's one of those little powder things that you can put into like a water bottle to flavor your water, I believe. But anyway, it's in there. I can hear it shaking around. But isn't that cute? That's with the Cheers and Sips suite of product. And she even made this. She embossed it so it's shiny, so it looks like it's like, the cool drink inside. And then I wanted to share this with you because Laura, it's kind of a long story. This little pumpkin had quite an adventure because so this had to travel all over the place and I received it actually from her directly after it was already sent in the mail. So it was kind of a standing joke, but I told her I love my pumpkin because it holds my green glue in it. And she said, you're due for having something other than a pumpkin that you have year round. So she gave me a beautiful sunflower that holds my green glue. Isn't that cool? Now, I can't remember. Obviously, there's somebody who's making these who is familiar with our little green glue bottles. I could go nuts on these and have one for every month. So if you guys know who make these, I should just ask Laura. But thank you, Laura. It's so cute and I love it. And it is already filled with green glue on my desk. And let's go ahead and go through the cards here. So I believe, and correct me if I get these wrong, because I know I have a couple team members who are watching. So this one was designed by Evelyn Matthews. I think that it is so cute. And this is the Impressions of Bloom. Nice little fun fold there. I love that because my team knows I'm trying really hard to do the whole fun fold thing. And then this one was designed by Kathy Rettmeyer. I believe Kathy is still watching. She loves these little turtles and I do too. They are just so stinking cute. She even cut out the little birdies for us, which I love. Love, love, love. Country Hive. Okay, I have to remember that because I don't have a pen nearby. So I might ask you again if my memory fails me. Thank you so much, Evelyn. So this one was adorbs as well. They were all so stinking cute. This one, I believe, was designed by Carolyn DeWitt. Isn't that cool? I love this. It's a double suite in our annual catalog. And I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, but I can picture it. It's right in the front part-ish of the book with all the collections or suites that are in the annual catalog. I love two-step stamping because it makes it easy. I don't have to color. And it's quick and it's simple. So whether you're a beginner stamper or advanced, it's a fun set. Now, I actually made a boo-boo. I was talking and I wasn't paying attention because my colors on my card are a little bit different than the sample. But that's not always a bad thing, right? So anyway, this one was designed by Laura and I love it. She used the embossing folder. This is the Sunrise Sailing Bundle. And I just thought that that was a lot of fun. And then this one was designed by Debbie Patorek, and this is a fun fold as well. And I love that she put this here. I thought that was really clever because it's so funny, we're doing a fold like this today that I actually designed before the picnic. I designed all my Sunday stuff like a week ago for today, but I love that she had this idea with it because I was having a problem with mine. And as we get into today's projects, I'll show you what I had to do in order to photograph the card because this was flippy flapping around. But anyway, it's really cool because it holds this down and then you open it up. Isn't that cool? So this is kind of neat. Great idea on the little corner there to hold it together. And then this one was designed by Lonnie Pillar. And this is from the beautiful motifs that's in the annual catalog. Love that designer series paper. We have the little squiggly thing out, and I really wanted to use it because I haven't used that stamp yet. And I'm always the odd stamps, like the little splatter stamps and the squigglies and things like that, I always am attracted to. So I off-stamped the Mossy Meadow 3 times and then stamped it on here for the background because I wanted to use it. And then full strength ink on the thank you stamp sentiment. And she also used that beautiful embossing folder in that suite as well. And then this was mine for everybody. It was a little different. It wasn't really a card, but a calendar. And I made it so that there's a little easel here. And yes, it's a 2026 calendar. So I told everybody we're planning ahead. This is my favorite suite of product in the annual catalog. It's the Boho Vibes or Sunshine Vibes bundle and Boho Vibes suite. And the coolest thing was, I knew I had to do this. It was destined. I wanted to use this somehow. And so I thought, you know what? I had just ordered the calendars, which you can get at vippies.com. And the larger ones always sell out fast. So I've had the calendars now for, oh my gosh, I would say at least a month or so. So I thought, you know, it'd be kind of cool to do something a little bit different other than a card, a little 3D-ish kind of thing, but something kind of simple. So I went ahead, of course, and cut out everything. So all they had to do was stamp the hello and then assemble it. But where was I going? Oh, this is where I was going with it. I was online. Of course, when I do parties, I like everything to match. I don't know if you guys are like this, but I like the cute paper plates and the napkins and the plasticware. Like, to me, that's part of the party. It's just like getting a theme going. So I went to orientaltrading.com, and Oriental Trading is right on, or Stampin' Up is on trend with them, or they're on trend with Stampin' Up, or I don't know how this happens, but they had the same exact colors in our plates, the napkins. It was so cool. And I'm glad that the girls noticed it because my husband thinks I'm crazy. He's like, we have paper plates here. I'm like, but they're not the pretty plates. They're boring. Like, I need to jazz it up. It's a party. I don't know. That's just me, I guess. I'm crazy. But anyway, so that was from our team picnic. And then, of course, we played for prizes. But this was a little pillow gift that I had made for them. These are little collapsible trash bins. Stampin' Up used to have these with their logo on them, and they're not available anymore. So I decided that I needed some more myself. So somebody, by the way, left theirs here. This was left on the table. I don't know whose it is, but it's going to cost more than what it's worth to send it. So we're going to have to arrange to get it to whoever forgot it. Because I don't want you to be without your trash bin, but it's, yeah. Anyway, so we also played, oh, I want to show you guys that too. Let me show you these. Because after all, this is all kind of new stuff too, so I got to share it. So after we had our shoebox swap, we did a game. No, we didn't. We ate. But then we played The Price is Right. And I had a whole bunch of stuff that's pretty close in price from the annual catalog. And they had to arrange it in price from lowest to highest cost. So that was kind of fun. And then we had a class. I designed a class for them. This is going to be upcoming in the holiday mini catalog, I believe, or as we get into more online exclusives. I'm not sure which, but I know it's holiday-ish, kind of. So anyway, I designed a class for them. So they all got to make 4 cards. Now we have something coming up this next weekend called Creativity Now. That's just for demonstrators. It's an online event. So I took a couple of the cards from that we will be creating with that event anyway. But I also decided to create a couple things on my own. But I thought I would share these with you guys. Because again, this is going to be upcoming product that you'll be able to eventually purchase. And I love this one. So you can see it's not truly, how do I want to say it? It's not truly, this particular set is not holiday, because you can obviously tell from the sentiments. But here's another one. I just love the designer series paper. I think it's so cool. And then this one here. Love the bird too. And by the way, I'll show you this. So just a sneaky peek. Here are the dies, and I love these 2 bracket dies, I guess I'll call them. And then there is a 3D hybrid embossing folder. So what's really cool is that these dies work with, let's see here if I can show this properly. Okay. So yeah, I think it's the larger of the 2. So it'll fit inside there. So that's what we call a hybrid embossing folder, when you can emboss and cut with the embossing folder. Or you can use the embossing folder on its own. Boy, that's like a tongue twister. So again, this stuff is going to be coming out into September, but we were able to get our hands on it right now. So I thought it'd be fun to design a class for the gals, using stuff that is not even truly available unless you signed up for this event that is next weekend. Hey, Lisa, happy Sunday Crafternoon. So that was another thing that we did. And then we also played Stampin' Bingo. So of course, we're not just going to play bingo without prizes and stamping, right? Because that's what we do. So what I did is I gave them each a pack like this. And in our annual catalog, you guys may be overlooking these, but oh my gosh, they're so stinking cute. So in our annual catalog, we have what is called Mix and Match. And I'm going to go ahead and open up this packet because I did an extra just in case we needed it. And also you'll notice that, let's see here, in the first part of the book where this stuff is, there is a package of these card bases and envelopes in blue. I think this is like Misty Moonlight and Real Red. Okay, so you have a package of these. I believe it's like 10 card bases and 10 envelopes, I believe. And then there is a package of white, and there are stripes and polka dots. So I just gave them one of each. I divided up the packages that I had, and so they could play with one of each color. Ooh, doesn't that look patriotic? Love it. Anyway, with the envelopes, I am like brain dead today. And then I gave them each a sheet of these, so there's some new themed stuff. So in each package, one of them is called Good Times, and I forgot what the other one is called. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, there are let's backtrack. There are 3 different sheets, 2 of each. So there's 6 total. What's really cool is they're more like a cardstock, and I don't know why I didn't catch on to this when I was at the onstage event, but these, can you guys like see that really close up? These are stickers. So they are actually cardstock stickers. So they're a heavier weight like cardstock. And you can go to town making some really quick, simple cards without any stamping. None. They're $7 for a pack. And there's the holiday themed. There's the everyday something or another themed, which is this one here. Let me show you really quick. They are so cute. They are all stickers. How awesome is that? And then this is something that carried over. So this was also in their packet as well. So they got a sheet of each of these, and there's black on white and white on black, and they're just all sentiments ready to go. So I wanted to show you the 3 cards that we made with these. So it was just like a quick break that we took between playing bingo to do a little bit of stamping without stamping and making some very easy cards. So these are great for beginners, but quite honestly, I love these myself. Sometimes I just don't want a lot of fuss and muss, and I can go ahead and zip out a card within 5 minutes. I'm going to show you these 5-minute cards. You guys ready? So here was the first one. I thought it'd be fun to make a Christmas card. And now what I did, instead of using them all as stickers, you guys know me. Well, at least if you follow me, you know I love dimensionals. So I did pop this up on dimensionals because it just gave it that little extra something. Now, if you really wanted to dress it up, you could use rhinestones and really make it pretty and sparkle and all that fun stuff. Also, here's the second card. And again, I used dimensionals on a couple of things, on the sentiment and one of the clouds and on the bicycle. I just thought that that was kind of cool. So that was the second card that we made. And then the third card was a thinking of you. And again, this is just, they're stickers, but I chose to go ahead and use dimensionals on this. And the sentiment as well. But aren't those like the cutest cards? Wouldn't you love receiving one of those in the mail? There's absolutely no stamping. Super, super easy. So that was Stampin' Bingo that we played. And then the last thing that we did was absolutely no stamping, but I love the competition of Jenga. If you guys are familiar with Jenga, I love that game. Absolutely love it. And it was fun. And I had prizes for them for Jenga as well. So it was a very good day. After I started to put everything away, in fact, not everything is tucked away in its home yet in my stamp room. It's a little bit of a mess. I sat down. I was like, holy cow, I'm really tired. And then I got up this morning and I'm like, what is wrong with me? I must be getting old because I am like still really tired from yesterday, but it was so much fun and it was so nice to at least have a few. I know not everybody on my team are local enough to be able to attend, which always I'm torn about because I feel bad. Like I want everybody here because they're my extended family. My team is my extended family. But anyway, I was very fortunate to have some of my team here. So thank you so much, you guys. You made my day and I really needed it. I needed that little, I don't know, some time with the gals. You know what I'm saying? Evelyn, I'm glad that you enjoyed yourself. It was fun. I'm glad that you were able to be here. Okay, so I need to get some of my glues and stuff. So today, before I get ahead of myself, I guess I should show you guys what product we're playing with. Charming day. So here's what we were talking about with Paper Pumpkin. So this is the product that will be available on July 1st, along with a lot of other amazing products. There's some Christmas, there's some Halloween, some other everyday stuff, fall stuff that's coming out July 1st. So you're not going to want to miss going to my online store for that. So we're going to start making a shopping list now. Like I said, this was not on my radar. I wasn't really sure about it because I'm thinking I have flowers already. But of course, they got me hook, line, and sinker because of the dies. Because not all the dies are just dies that cut out images in the paper. There are dies that are exclusive to cutting out like these beautiful roses that you'll see on the card we're going to do next. This detailed image here. So it will cut into and kind of emboss and cut at the same time. The same with the rose and the greenery. Just beautiful. And this little guy here too. And of course, then we have a couple of the images that will cut out the images in the stamp set. And I believe this is photopolymer. No, it's not. It's red rubber. Oh my goodness sakes. Like I said, I created these cards a few days ago, so my mind slips. Anyway, so that is the bundle, but it's actually a full suite. We also have the Charming Shimmer Faceted Dots, which are very cute. They also coordinate with the Designer Series paper. So this is the Floral Charm 12x12 DSP, and this is the front back. There are 6 different designs, double-sided, so you have a lot of options with this. Of course, I was gravitating a lot towards the purple pinks, but we're also going to work today with Timid Tiger, so we're going to work with this guy right here. So pretty. Love it. I absolutely love the paper. It's kind of like, it reminds me of Southern Charm. If you guys have ever traveled to like North or South Carolina or Georgia, it just kind of gives you that vibe, I guess. Yeah. Anyway, and once again, just to remind you guys, if you would like to have the recipe card, after we're done, I'll post the link for you, and I'll also have it in the description on YouTube. So you can go ahead and download this. It just gives you the links, helpful links on everything. I didn't actually print the whole thing out, but it will also give you the thumbnails and all that stuff to everything that we've used today, except for the products that aren't available. I wasn't able to add the products that are not available to that list because they're not available, but you'll have them available on your printout so that you have the item numbers available to order them from as soon as they're available on July 1st. Okay, Dawn, stop talking. Let's create. All right, so the first card, get these out of the way, and I want to make sure I don't lose these. Let's see here. I'm going to keep that there in case I need it. The first card is this one. It's a birthday card. Isn't that pretty? I'm going to grab my cheat sheet from down below. There we are. Always got to have my cheat sheets. I never can rely on my memory. Anyway, I love that. Like I said, I just love the designer series paper. It's so classy. So the card base is 5.5 by 8.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. This is basic beige. It's one of my new favorite colors. And then I have a liner, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and it's basic white. I'm going to go ahead and stick it inside. Hopefully, oh good, I was going to say, hopefully my glue is going to flow. This is actually green glue, by the way. I put it in a different bottle because I like the finer tip on this, but I love the green glue. So this gives me the best of both worlds. I just put my green glue in here, and so I have it for my more detailed images, and the glue doesn't come out as fast either. So if you guys have had an issue with green glue, I know for many years, excuse me, I didn't use green glue because it was a hot mess for me. I would get it all over my fingers and everything sticks to me. And then I just get frustrated and I'm just like, oh, dang, you know, I can't stand that. I can't stand sticky fingers. The isms that I have that you guys learn about. Okay, so I have 2 pieces of paper here. This is Mossy Meadow cardstock, so I'm drawing from the colors in the designer series paper. And this is the beautiful, and here's the back side of that. That's pretty as well, but we're going to use this side. This is one of my favorite designs in the pack. And I actually cut into it. Oh no! But you know what? They always make more paper, and there's always going to be another pack of paper that I love. That's what I keep telling myself. So just cut your designer series paper. Make somebody happy. Don't sit there and put it on a shelf and never use it, because that's really sad, right? Anyway, so the Mossy Meadow and the Floral Designer Series paper is cut at 3.5 by 5. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put it onto our card, as I call it, kitty wampus. I know, it's such a technical term, isn't it? Kitty wampus. So we're going to put the Mossy Meadow crooked that direction. And then we're going to do the same with this designer series paper, the opposite direction, just like that. Okay, then I have another piece of basic beige, and I did emboss it with the exposed brick 3D embossing folder. And this is cut at 2.5 by 4. I also used the stylish shapes to cut out this dovetail, this dovetail thingamabob. This is going to have our sentiment in it. And I actually cut 2 only because sometimes I make a boo-boo and I don't want to be like freaking out and trying to cut another one with you guys here. I'm just being honest. So I always have an extra now. And then also I cut out, a whole bunch of these, but I only need 2. I got a whole field of flowers here. So I used, let's see here, Petal Pink and Timid Tiger. Not pumpkin pie, but timid tiger. Timid tiger is almost like I describe it as like a dirty, lighter colored pumpkin pie. But it's, the more I use it, the more I like it. At first I didn't like it. I thought, ooh, that's a dingy orange. But it's actually very pretty, and it plays very well with Petal Pink, which has a orange undertone to it anyway. So yeah, we're going to use one of each of those. And then I also cut out the greenery with that die. Isn't that pretty? Look at the detail in that. And that is Mossy Meadow. So we're going to get rid of these other two flowers. We don't need them. We'll save them for another card. And then I also did a double bow with my linen thread. So got to put a bow on it, right? Can't be a card without a bow on it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and take this piece. We're going to set this off to the side for now. And I'm going to build on my flowers. Whoops. And we're going to put the petal pink flower there. And then my timid tiger. Oh, no, not yet. Timid tiger is going to wait. Say timid tiger 10 times. Okay, I'm going to put little dots of glue. Very little. You don't need a lot, honestly. This green glue goes a long way. And this is the Mossy Meadow piece. And just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere the timid tiger. I think this is a rose, isn't it? And we're going to put this one down. Like so, just on top, like that. And then before we bring back the card base, I'm going to go ahead and stamp this with Mossy Meadow. One moment, please. I want to make sure that you guys can see everything that I'm doing. I mean, I'm assuming so, because I see comments. Is anybody on a laptop or a computer on Facebook? And if you are, did it take forever for it to load for you guys? I don't know what the deal is, but it is acting really goofy on my laptop. I went to go ahead and check to make sure. Whoops. Ooh, that is like really inky. Ugh, that's messy. One juicy ink pad. We're going to try that again. Otherwise, that's going to be a hot mess. Anyway, my Facebook on the laptop is not loading. That is so weird. And then once it finally does, it's like it's taken at least 5 minutes, which seems even longer when you're waiting for it to load, right? Okay, there we go. Oh, that is perfect. Isn't that a beautiful font? Love it. Easy peasy, just one stamp, one color. And where did I just put? Yeah. Where did I just put that ugly chamois? Right here. Okay. So we're going to bring back the card base. I am going to go ahead and just adhere this flat to the card with multi-purpose liquid glue. I think I need to fill it up again. I've been going through a lot of this lately. And I'm going to put it in the middle-ish. And then what I'm going to do is put this on with dimensionals, because no card can be left without dimensionals. It's a little bit ahead of your phone. That's interesting. Okay, so I finally have my Facebook loaded. Okay, well, at least I'm within where you guys can see me. That's a good thing. It finally popped up for me. How weird. I had a heck of a time just trying to post the reminder for Facebook Live on Facebook. It was just being naughty. I don't know what the deal is. Okay. Anyway, so I put dimensionals on the back. I'm going to attach it towards the last third of this rectangle area. Grab my glue dots. And, ooh, there's one. These things are really hard to see. Have you guys noticed that using these? I don't know. It's like the light has to be on them just right. Okay, I'm just going to put it right about there. And then I'm going to bring these little fellas in because you can't be without an embellishment, right? All right, oops, get over here. They're stuck. And aren't those pretty? I really, really, really like those. So on this card, I use the blue because there is a little bit of, oh my gosh, I think that is Misty Moonlight, or is that Night of Navy? I can't remember. Anyway, although that is lighter, so that looks more like a Misty Moonlight color for blue. And I wanted to bring out that little bit of blue, so I used it on my sample card. And where did my pokey tool go? Huh. Take your pick, just ran off. We'll use the old one. This is the way back when. This is the antiquer. We'll use that. It'll work. I don't know how on earth I lose things so quickly on my table. Drives me absolutely crazy. I don't get it. Okay. All right, so there is card number 1. What do you guys think of this suite so far? Isn't it, I think it's kind of pretty. Okay. Card number 2. So this card was fun to make, and there is not much to it. It looks a lot more impressive than what I had to work at it to look impressive. Isn't that pretty? Love it. Purples and pinks, right up my alley. So let's go ahead and put this one together. I am using Blackberry Bliss. Thank you, Evelyn. Blackberry Bliss is such a beautiful, rich, purpley, kind of a beet. Well, maybe not even a beet color. Well, I guess they're kind of purplish, like deep purple-ish. Anyway, Blackberry Bliss. Cut it 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have my white liner piece, which is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. We're going to go ahead and put this inside the card. Like so. I always love that. It makes it more finished. And then this piece is cut at, in fact, let me get my little, oh, there it is. Lost without my cheat sheet. The DSP is cut at 5.5 by 4 1/4. So it's going to cover the entire front of the card. Okay. So when I do this, to make sure that, isn't that side pretty? I hated to cover that up, but I knew it was going to be too busy, way too busy. But oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. But we're going to go ahead and put the multi-purpose, whoops, I'm shaking the table, I'm shaking the camera. I'm getting into this, you guys. There we go. So I put the liquid glue on it. I make sure that it's going the right direction. That would help, wouldn't it? And then I'm going to go ahead and just tap it, because with liquid glue, it doesn't dry instantly, right? So it gives us a chance to shimmy things around. And I just line it perpendicular, is that the word I'm looking for, to the table. Tap it and then press it down. And there you go. Nice coverage. Okay, I have also cut out several circles in case of a boo-boo, but you only need one. In fact, I even stamped one in case I made a mistake. That's how efficient I'm being today. So anyway, this is a stylish shaped circle that's cut out of basic white. And then I have cut a couple pieces of this greenery with that beautiful dye. And this was actually done with, I believe, yeah, the designer series paper, and that, whoops, that same pack, which is hard to grab because it's a little thinner than cardstock. But I loved the shading of that DSP, so I thought I would use that. And also have a couple pieces or a couple strips of the DSP. So there's the back side of them. But we're going to use the solid-ish side. And let's see here. The Lost Lagoon color, which is this color here, that was cut at 5 by 1/2. The Night of Navy, so that is Night of Navy, was cut at 4 3/4 by 1/2. And then what I also have are bits and pieces from the paper, just bits and pieces of the designer series paper. That way, all I had to do is cut them out. I didn't have to color them because I can't color like that. I'm going to attempt on the last card to kind of sort of color like that, but it's really hard for me to color like that and make it look that pretty. So let's go ahead and start building our card. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and attach these 2 strips. Let's see, I think I'll do Night of Navy first. Okay. And I'm going to put it towards the bottom-ish. Right there. And I'm kind of off-centering each of these. So that one went towards the right. This one's going to go towards the left. Whoops. See, already I'm getting a little bit of glue on me and it sticks to everything. Oh my gosh. And then we're going to go ahead and build up our card. So I'm thinking I'm going to want, see, the greenery isn't green, it's purple because it's art and who cares? That's what I say. Okay, and then I actually used, oh, I know what happened. One of these broke off and that's why I had this little guy here. But we're going to go ahead. I think what we'll do is scatter this one this direction and this one that-ish direction. Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and glue these first, and then we'll layer the flowers on top of the card. That's what I was trying to say. I think when I'm on here with you guys, my brain is just going 100 miles a minute. Ooh, geeks. And when that happens, all my words just mesh together. Let's see, I'll go ahead and put little dots of glue again on here. Again, a little is going to be enough. Okay, and we're going to put this one, we'll put it right about there because I want it to stick out a bit from the flowers. And then we're going to take this larger piece, and I'm thinking about there. And I'm thinking this one will be about, I don't know, about there-ish, maybe. And I know it's not looking really pretty, but wait until I put the sentiment on it. So, well, maybe we'll put it there. Anyway, I'm not going to put these on with dimensionals because I'm going to do that with my sentiment instead. I know the post office, they're getting really fussy about my puffy cards. How dare them not like dimensionals and want to charge me more to put something with dimensionals in the mail. Oh, I tell you, they just don't understand. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to, I think, put this one, we'll put, yeah, we'll do that. We'll just put this here. And I think I'll wait on these other little pieces. I grabbed extras that we'll add after we add the sentiment. In fact, I'm just going to use the one that I made. I'm going to cheat. And this, by the way, was stamped with Blackberry Bliss ink. This guy right here. I'm going to go ahead and add the sentiment with dimensionals. And put it on, yeah, right about so. And then we're going to just add a little extra greenery. So I have this little piece here. And I think we'll stick this one right here. Might as well use it. I got it. Right, like that. Whoops. Oh my gosh. Sticky wicky. And this little guy, I think I'll wait and use it on a different card. And then, of course, we need our bling. And on the sample, I used this color here. Oh my gosh, super stickin'. So I guess we'll use these on this one as well. We'll put one there, and we'll put one there. And that is card number 2. What do you guys think of this one? I love it. I love the colors. And you know, I wouldn't think to mix Blackberry Bliss along with Lost Lagoon and Night of Navy. I mean, just in my mind doesn't go that direction. But oh my gosh, they're beautiful together. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, last card is our Fun Fold. And I'm using a color I don't normally use a whole lot, which is an orange color, which is called Timid Tiger. And this is a Fun Fold. It's a double, we call it a double flap. Yep, double flap Fun Fold. So this is like the card that Debbie made, which I laugh because I was having an issue with this flap and open when I was trying to photograph it. So I actually used, I don't think you guys can see it. I call them, okay, I'm not even going to say it on here. Anyway, a mini glue dot is right there because I needed to have it close shut and it wasn't cooperating. But check out this easy Fun Fold. So it opens like this. Then you see the beautiful designer paper. And then it opens like that for your message inside. The bow. Oh, I didn't have a bow. What the heck? Good eye, Evelyn. Because it's still in the bag. Okay. We got to put the bow on. Thank you. So let's bring the other card back in here. And my mini glue dots. Hey, there we go. Poor thing was left all by itself in the cellophane bag. Okay, there we go. Ta-da! Now it's complete. Gotta have a bow on it. Okay, back to this card here. So this is Fluid 100 watercolor paper that we do sell in our annual catalog. Watercolor paper is awesome when you do want to actually watercolor. It's better to use than our basic white cardstock because our basic white cardstock, along with our beige and our very vanilla, isn't really meant to watercolor with. And honestly, if you add a little bit too much water to it, it starts to pill like a sweater. And it's basically telling you, please do not put any more water on me. I've saturated and I can't take it. So anyway, that's why we have our watercolor paper. And it behaves the best when you wet your watercolor paper first before you start adding color, which is what I'm going to show you today. Just a little tip on watercoloring, because I did start a little something in advance, so I wouldn't keep you guys here all day. But there are times when I don't mind, my goodness, I'm losing my voice, that I don't mind fiddling and spending a little extra time on a card. But when I get out things like watercoloring, I want to make several when I have all that stuff out. So if I'm going to make a mess, I'm going to make a really big mess. So anyway, let's get to the fold. So make sure you have your pen handy. So first of all, the card base, I've cut at, I better make sure I got my measurements here. Okay, Timid Tiger, 5.5 by 7 1/4. Yep, 5.5 by 7 1/4. And I scored it at 3 inches. So we're gonna go ahead, take our bone folder, so we have a nice crisp fold. I'm all about that. Okay, so that's the first part of your card. Easy peasy. The second part of your card is going to be another piece of Timid Tiger paper, cardstock, and you're going to score one end, 1/2 inch. And we're gonna go ahead and, whoops, I need my bone folder back. Maybe, there we go. You're gonna go ahead and score that. So this is your basic card. Kind of, we're getting there. Also, I have a piece of basic white, which is going to go inside the card as the liner, and this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and put these pieces together first. And oops, I did that wrong. It's supposed to go this way. Duh. I tell ya. Like I said, I feel like I partied all night. Woo woo. Picnics are hard on this old body. Okay, so we're going to take this piece of 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 that I scored at 1 inch on one side. And we're going to go ahead and put the glue on that flap. And we're going to line it up, flush, and kind of center it as best as you can. If it's a little off, don't worry about it. This one's off. I'm off. It's all good. And then after you put this piece in, we're going to cover this so this won't show with our card liner. Just like that. So there you go. There's the basic fold. Now it looks a little bit more presentable. And then I have a piece of designer series paper that's going to go on the left hand flap. And this is cut at 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. We'll go ahead and attach this piece. Oh my gosh, I'm getting a little crazy with the glue, you guys. And again, I like that liquid glue gives you that little bit of wiggle room to make sure that your cardstock is where you want it before it sticks. And then for this part of the Timid Tiger, I cut a piece of designer series paper. Here's the back side of it. It's that beautiful piece again with those big flowers, which I love. Kills me not to use it, but I really want it to be more subtle. So this piece of designer paper is cut at 3 by 4. We're going to go ahead and attach it to this flap. Just like that. And then I also cut, and squished this die, and they're tangled together, I think. Or no. Yeah, no, maybe so. Oh my lordy. Don't do this at home. Okay, there we go. It is just one. It was just all mashed together. We're going to go ahead before I do anything else awful to this piece because it is a little delicate. This is the greenery piece, and we're going to put it, whoops, right about there. Looks good. Ta-da! I know it looks kind of funky, but hang with me. And then we have our little circle sentiment here. We're going to, and I cut this with the Stylish Shapes. I'm using Timid Tiger, and I'm using the Thanks sentiment. I can always use thank you cards. I go through those like crazy. Love sending cards. Okay, there we go. Thanks for being you. I love that. All right, so now we're going to play a little bit with some watercolor. So like I said, this is something that I don't do often because it's not like super messy, but a little messy. I'm going to take a block. This is the, I don't know what size, F. I think it's an F block. E. All right, and I have some ink refills, and this is Petal Pink and Timid Tiger. And what we're going to do, I like to shake them up because mine sit around for a while. If I'm not I don't use them much. And I'm just going to we're going to use this like a little palette. And what's really cool about this with these blocks is they just wipe the ink right off. They don't stain at all, which is great. So just a little dot of each color. And and unfortunately, I hope you guys have these in your stash. Stampin' Up! No longer carries them, which is a bummer. But I know a lot of us have them, so I wasn't afraid to share this technique. They're water painter brushes. Also, I've called them for years aqua painters. So basically what it is it's just a little brush, and then this will unscrew, and inside here's a reservoir, and there's tap water in there. I filled it up before we started. So, whoops, and I always have a tendency to put this, to twist it the wrong way. But anyway, so there's water in there for our color. And then again, here is the piece of the Fluid 100 watercolor paper. So it's very thick paper. I stamped it with Stays On ink, black ink. That's really important to use Stays On ink when you're going to watercolor. Stays On ink is a oil-based ink. So it's, what does oil and water do? They resist each other. So that's exactly why we use Stays On when we watercolor. So I went ahead first of all, and I used a little bit of, oh my gosh, Old Olive and Mossy Meadow on the leaves. So it's, by any means, it's not perfect at all. Like I just don't, I'm not a professional at this. So what I have found is the best way when you're using watercolor paper, before you start adding color to it right away, because I used to have a tendency to just start dipping into the color, trying to squish it around, and then it's not moving and it's not flowing really well on your watercolor paper. So I found that there's this cute little trick. It's like, duh, it's watercolor paper. Why aren't we adding water to it? So the first thing I want to do is go ahead and add water to the area that I want to go ahead and add color to. So we're doing that first. And I'm just squeezing this a little bit. I don't want to oversaturate it or add too much water to it, but I want my color to flow. The other thing I always like to have on hand, because whoo, things can get a little crazy, is some paper towel. And then, oh, you know what? I'm going to have to cut this out. I can't get too nuts with it being too wet. Anyway, I just thought about that. I need it for my card. So the first color I'm going to add, I'm going to go with the light first. I use the Petal Pink, and I'm just going to go ahead and be a little conservative with it and see how this is going to flow around on your paper. And it makes it look like I know what I'm doing, and I have no idea what I'm doing. But it is kind of fun. But isn't that color pretty? I always, you know, there was something about this Petal Pink for a long time. I'm like, I wish we had a true pink. And this was the closest thing that we had to a true pink. And I'm like, it's kind of orangey. It's kind of weird. But now that we have Timid Tiger that plays with it so well, I'm kind of like, I love Petal Pink now. Okay, so we have that color there. I'm going to go ahead and just squeeze, wash that off just a little bit. I'm going to squeeze it again as well, add a little bit of color to my Timid Tiger. And we're going to go ahead and carefully just add a little bit of a darker orange to my rose. At least I think it's a rose. I don't know. What kind of a flower is this, you guys? You can tell I'm not the gardener here. But it's pretty. All right, like that, and maybe a little bit here. Woo, isn't that pretty? I love it when it goes. I think that's the best part. You like the sound effect, by the way? All right, we're going to clean that off by just squeezing it, rinsing it. And I go ahead and I put these away with the water in the reservoir. It does not leak. I've never had a problem with it. And if it does, it's probably because you haven't tightened it enough. Right there. Okay, so like I said, the nice thing about this is it's easy to clean up. So you just wipe off your block and you're good to go. Just like so. Beautiful. All right, so now what I need to do, I forgot to get out my heat tool to get this to dry. Let me grab that. All right, I had to plug it in. It ain't gonna start, Dawn, if you don't plug it in. So I'm gonna go ahead and, by the way, this is not a hair dryer. It's an old heat tool that I've had forever and ever. My Stampin' Up! Heat tool is in storage somewhere. But I just want to make sure before I do cut it with my die that it is dry. Otherwise, I'm going to get these beautiful colors all over my plates of my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and that might not be so pretty. Let's see here. It's looking pretty darn good. So isn't that pretty? Whoops. Does it look like a rose? All right. So we're going to go ahead and grab the die, which I believe is this one right here. And it's going to go like so. And then we're going to cut it out. Should I go ahead? And I should probably just do that here so you guys can see. Because a lot of times I have everything cut and you never see what I'm doing to cut it. I get my workout today. This means I can have a piece of chocolate, right? Alrighty, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take this beautiful floral, match up my die, and I'm going to use a little bit of tape just to make sure it stays in place. We used to have a magnetic plate, and I miss not having it anymore. There's an aftermarket that I do have, but it's buried at the moment, so sorry for the shakes. You're going for a ride with the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. All right. And for those of you who may be new to this is exactly how our dies work. Oh my gosh. Except for my tape is misbehaving. There we go. And now you have your piece cut. Let's get this right out of the way. And there we go. Just like magic, right? So we're going to bring our card back in. And I'm going to attach it, I think, right about here. And then our sentiment. And this time I didn't lose the bow. Don't want to lose those bows. Poor thing. So I'm going to go ahead and attach this with some dimensionals. I'm like, yeah, lots of dimensionals. I'm always extreme with dimensionals. All right. And we'll put this right about here. And then I'm also, oh, nope, actually I didn't put this on with dimensionals. I kind of tucked it underneath, which I really like the look of. So we're just going to use a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. Tuck that underneath. Attach my bow. Let's see here. And we're going to put that right about there. And of course, then we have our beautiful little dots. And on this card, I use the purpley ones. I think for this card, we're going to use, this looks like petal pink. I think we'll do petal pink. Why not? Let's see, I'll put this one there. All right. And that is the third and final card. So let's go ahead and bring back the other two. So I don't know, what do you guys think of this suite of product? Like I said, it's available for demonstrators right now. Otherwise, it'll be available, I believe, on July the 1st for everybody else. And it's going to be an online exclusive, so only available in my online store. So go ahead and start making your wish list now, because I'm sure you're going to see a lot of things floating around with all this brand new stuff. Like I said, I love new stuff. Also, just a reminder, if you do place an order with me, the $75 minimum, you'll receive that video class tutorial into your inbox automatically from me directly. So look for that. If you guys have any questions on the projects today, make sure to reach out to me or go ahead and visit my blog at dawnscreativechalet.com. I appreciate you guys being here. Happy Father's Day once again to the dudes out there. And I hope that you guys have a great rest of your weekend. It's so sad that they go by so quickly. I'll see you next Sunday right here for Sunday Crafternoon free online class with Dawn at 1 o'clock. Bye-bye, everybody.